Chapter 28. Unseen passages. Comprehension means the power of understanding. Here a passage is given to test how much you understand it. For this purpose, you have a variety of questions, multiple choice, short answer type and long answer type questions, given below the passage, and you have to answer them. Before answering these questions, you should follow some suggestions given below. 1. Read the passage twice or thrice and try to understand its main idea. 2. Read the questions also side by side. 3. Answer the questions briefly, to the point and in correct English. 4. Answers should be in the same tense in which the questions are given. Example passage. Whatever may be the cause of their suffering, we have got to treat the handicapped with sympathy and understanding. In many instances, physically handicapped children suffer neglect and are left to themselves in their homes. This makes their life extremely sad and lonely. Our first duty is to make these children more happy and less lonely. Secondly, we have got to educate these children and help them to live useful lives. We should secure for them the benefits of education in schools specially intended for them. We have got to make them useful citizens by creating for them suitable opportunities to be employed. They will then have a sense of achievement, and we can be happy that we have done our duty towards them. Read the above passage and answer the questions given below. 1. Who are physically handicapped children? How should they be treated? Ans. Physically handicapped children are they who are unable to use any parts of their body due to some defect. They should be treated sympathetically and with understanding. 2. Generally, what happens with handicapped children? Ans. Generally, the handicapped children are neglected and left to themselves in their homes. 3. How can handicapped children be made useful citizens? Ans. Handicapped children may be made useful citizens by educating them and creating for them the opportunities of employment. 4. What do the handicapped, as well as we, feel when we do our duty towards the handicapped? Ans. When we do our duty towards the handicapped, we as well as they feel happy. Exercise 1. There is an old saying which has a great deal of truth in it. It is, God helps those who help themselves. And it is very true that God expects us to use all the powers. He has given us the power to improve our own lives, the life of the community and the life of our country. The more active we are in using our powers and talents, the more likely we are to be successful in accomplishing our aims. But to sit down helplessly and wait for someone else to do what needs to be done is the very worst thing we can do, if we really wish our country to progress. Read the above passage carefully and complete the following statements. 1. According to the expectation of God, we should use the power given by Him to. 2. We can be successful in accomplishing our aims only when we. 3. The worst thing we can do is. 4. Find out the words in the passage which have the following meanings. A. Fulfilling. B. Hopes. 5. Tick mark the correct meaning of the phrase, a great deal of. A. A high business. B. A great dealing. C. Very much. D. Great respect. Exercise 2. Rana Pratap took a vow that until Chittor was recovered, he would lead a hard life. He would not use gold and silver dishes at meals. He would use the leaves of trees instead. His bed would be of straw and he would not shave his beard. He ordered that no one should plow the fields and no crop should be grown in the country. Pratap showed the greatest valor in the Battle of Haldi Ghati. With a small body of 22,000 Rajputs, he fought against the huge army of Akbar. Read the above passage carefully and complete the statements given below. 1. Rana Pratap decided to lead a hard life because he wanted. 2. Rana Pratap also decided to use the leaves in place of. 3. He asked his people also not to. 4. The army of Rana Pratap had only Rajput soldiers while the army of Akbar was in comparison to Rana's army. 5. Tick mark the correct meaning of valor. A. Cowardice. B. Bravery. C. Courage. D. Trickery. Exercise 3. About 600 years ago, a town called Hamelin, in North Germany was overrun with rats. The rats were so big that they used to fight the dogs, and kill the cats, and bite the babies in the cradles. At last the people came to the town hall to see the mayor, who was the chief man of the town. They begged him to do something to rid them of the rats. The next day the mayor held a meeting. A tall man in queer long coat from heel to head entered the hall. He went up to the table and said, "I can rid your town of rats, if you pay me 1,000 pieces of gold. We shall be glad to give you much more than that to be rid of the rats," said the mayor. Complete the following statements. 1. The people of Hamelin were afraid of rats because. 2. To get rid of the rats, the people of Hamelin. Answer the following questions. 3. Who held a meeting? Describe the man. 4. What condition did he put to rid them of the rats? 5. Find the words in the passage which have the following meanings. A. Requested. B. Strange. Exercise 4. The student should learn to think for himself. None has ever been great by following others blindly. When the teacher says something in the class, the student should try to understand it for himself. He should think about it in his own way. If he does not agree with the teacher, he should boldly say to him. The good teacher will not be vexed at it. He will rather be glad to find such an intelligent student in the class. When the student will read a book, he will not get by heart what is written in the book. He will not be a mere parrot. He will think, understand and then commit to memory, if necessary. Read the above passage carefully and complete the following statements. 1. The author of the above passage advises the students that 2. A student should learn thinking for himself because. Tick mark the correct answer. 3. If a student does not agree with the teacher in the class, he should A. Think upon it himself. B. Think in his own way. C. Remain silent. D. Disclose the fact to the teacher without hesitation. 4. When a student says that he does not agree with him, a good teacher feels A. Vexed. B. Glad. C. Perturbed. D. Humiliated. 5. Pick out the words from the above passage which mean the following. A. Only. B. Learn by heart. Exercise 5. It is indeed unfortunate to see healthy young men standing with both hands in their pockets and expecting someone to come up and help. The habit of expecting others to do something for you destroys self-confidence and takes away initiative. But the man who can knock off every barrier, throws away his crutches and stand on his feet will succeed. His self-dependence will develop his power of achievement, the ability to do things. The old saying, necessity is the mother of invention, is very true. When all outside help is cut off, You will discover in yourself a vast store of strength that you never knew you had. A man who is physically fit is not a man till he stands on his own feet. Read the above passage and answer the following questions. 1. According to the writer, what is unfortunate? 2. Why should one not depend on others? 3. What sort of man succeeds in life? 4. What happens when a man does not get any help from others? 5. You have come across the following words in the above passage. Use them in sentences of your own so as to make their meanings clear. A. Initiative. B. Vast. Exercise 6. Once when Pandit Nehru was speaking to some peasants in Uttar Pradesh, he stopped to ask them question. He said, "You often say, Bharat Mata ki Jai. Tell me, who is Bharat Mata?" "This land," the peasant replied, and pointed to the ground. "The rivers and mountains, and all the land of India are Bharat Mata. But she is not these alone. She is also the people of India, you and me and all of us together. When I look you at all, I see Bharat Mata right in front of me," said Pandit Nehru. Read the above passage and answer the questions given below. 1. Who is Bharat Mata? Who asked this question and to whom and at what occasion? 2. What reply was given to him? Was this reply accepted by the person who asked this? 3. What do the following words or phrases refer to in the above passage? A. This land. B. She. 4. What explanation did Nehru give about the meaning of Bharat Mata? 5. Use the following words in sentences of your own so as to make their meanings clear. A. Pointed. B. Right in front of me. Exercise 7. There are many stories of Lincoln's kindness to animals. Once he was riding in the company of some lawyer friends. On their way they saw a pig struggling to get out of a deep manhole into which it had fallen. If left in the hole, the poor animal was sure to die. Lincoln could not bear the thought of it. He went up to the hole and stood there for some time, looking now at the pig and then at the new clothes he had on. His friends, who knew what he was thinking, made fun of him, saying, "You can stay here and attend to the pig if you like. You are dressed for the job. We shall go along." Lincoln waited for them to pass around a bend on the road. Then picking up some rails that were lying nearby, he used them to get the pig out of the hole, and watched it run to the nearest farm. Read the above passage and answer the questions given below. 1. In whose company was Lincoln riding? What scene did they see on their way? 2. What was it that always moved Lincoln? 3. What did Lincoln do to see the scene at the manhole? What could have happened if Lincoln had not been there? 4. How did Lincoln save the pig? 5. How did Lincoln's friends behave when they saw Lincoln thinking about the pig? Exercise 8. Florence Nightingale was born on the 15th of May 1820 at Florence in Italy, and her parents called her after the city where she was born. Her main ambition was to be a nurse, and so she gave up all thoughts of marriage and personal happiness. She spent years visiting hospital after hospital. Day and night she visited every bed in the hospital to see that no patient was neglected, and all were as comfortable as possible. However hard she might have worked all day, every night she would take her lamp and move from bed to bed. The lady with the lamp, the soldiers called her, and that is the name which the world has remembered her ever since. Read the above passage and answer the following questions. 1. When and where was Florence Nightingale born? 2. Why did her parents name her Florence Nightingale? 3. What was her ambition? 4. Why was she called the lady with the lamp? 5. Why did she go from bed to bed with a lamp in her hand at night? Exercise 9. Forests are called the green gold of a country because they are a country's wealth. There are numerous advantages of having lush green forests. They give us rain, they prevent floods and give us a number of valuable products. We get timber for building of our houses, wood for furniture, fuel for cooking food. Besides these, many other products are got from them. They are honey, wax, gum, oil, herbs, lac and dyes. Think of paper mills. Can they produce paper without getting wood from the forest? The industry of artificial silk depends on forests. Forests add to the beauty of a country and provide shelter to wild animals. During wars they give cover to the armies. Read the above passage and answer the following questions. 1. What are forests called and why? 2. What valuable products do the forests give us? 3. Besides giving so many products, why do we like forests? 4. In wartime forests help us by, take the right choice. A. Giving the army wood. B. Giving cover to the soldiers. C. Giving them wild animals. D. Hiding the enemy for food. 5. From forests we get timber, wood and fuel. How do we use these things? Exercise 10. The Aryans were very proud of themselves and their race. The very word, Arya, meant a gentleman, a superior kind of person. They loved freedom greatly. They were not like their descendants in India today who have little courage and hardly feel the value of their freedom. To the Aryans of old, death was better than dishonor or slavery. They were good fighters and they knew something of science and a great deal of agriculture. They naturally attached great value to agriculture and so they valued everything that helped agriculture. The great rivers gave them water and they loved them and looked upon them as great friends and benefactors. The bull and cow helped them also very much both in agriculture and in their daily lives, for the cow gave milk which was valued very greatly. So they specially cared for these animals and sang their praises. Long afterwards, people, forgetting the real reason for the care of the cow, started worshipping her as if that was any good to anybody. Read the above passage and answer the questions given below. 1. What did Aryans take pride on? How can you justify your answer? 2. How did the Aryans look upon rivers and why? 3. Which animals did Aryans worship and why? 4. Complete the following statements. A. The Aryans of olden time preferred. B. The Aryans in India today differ from Aryans of old.